Last May, lawmakers and Governor Walz agreed on a budget to fund the state's education expenses for the next 2 years. As kids are now heading back to school, Senator Carla Nelson, chair of the Senate Education Committee, joins me to talk more about our schools. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Shannon. Great to be here.
As families, including mine, get their kids ready to go back to the classroom this fall, will they notice any changes?
Oh, I think there's always changes. Every school year is a new year. Regarding things from the state legislature, there are some very welcome changes. Education is the largest percent of our state budget, about 41%. This session, we were able to deliver, I think, what I call the bread and butter funding for our schools, which is that per pupil formula. It's only about half of education funding, but it's the half that treats every kid the same, no matter what their zip code. Every student receives a certain amount of funding from the state for those schools. And so I think that's really important. It's the most flexible. It lets school districts do what really they can do best, which is very much local determined decisions on how best to serve all kids. So that's important. But in addition, on top of that, of course, there's the other funding, which is about another 40%, which are called state aids. And so those increased as well. And one of those key drivers were special education costs.
And that goes to my second question, actually. Because special education expenses have continued to outpace the money that schools have had to put towards it, they've been pulling funds from their general funds, which is called the cross subsidy, to pay for special education expenses. This budget allows there to essentially be a freeze on that, meaning that 2% is really money that the schools can spend how they choose to. That's at least what I understand. Is that true? And what does this really mean for our schools?
Sure, and a part of it, and you've aptly described what the cross subsidy is. One of the big problems is the feds have never kept their promise to pay 40% of special education costs. So they mandate a lot, and they don't pay for what they mandate or they promised, and then our school districts are left either with the 2% per pupil formula increase or the other state aids, left to use those funds to fill in what the feds haven't done. And as you said, the costs have been escalating significantly as well. And both of those combined have caused a crunch for our schools. This past legislative session, as we did in the previous budget, we put more money into special education, and this year particularly that freeze on special education costs. It's a freeze, but it doesn't really address the cost drivers, and that's something we're really going to have to tackle in the legislature. As far as the cost increasing so significantly, and particularly some of the challenges it puts on our schools when students choose to enroll at a different school, but the resident school pays the bill. So that's something we need to still work on, but this is a good step. It's a step in the right direction to try and freeze that cross subsidy, and we have to look at better ways to fund special education and make sure all of our kids get a great education and a fair and appropriate education.
I'd like to turn to school safety. You advocated for and won an increase in school safety funding. It's $30 million. How will that money be divvied up, and what will it be spent on?
Yes, two excellent questions there. One, it's on the per pupil type basis. So it's every student brings a certain amount of money to the school district for that school safety. So it's equitable across the state. And also, it's very important because these are going to be locally determined decisions on what are the safety needs and how should that money be spent to better keep all of our kids safe. And so it is called Safe and Secure Schools funding, and the legislation talks about what that money can be spent for. So it can be spent for basically two very broad categories. One is kind of those facility costs, making the buildings safer, making the campuses safer, those type of things. Single point entry is a great example. Money can be spent for those, what we would call hard costs, and they can also be spent for those all-important costs that are the costs inside the building, the people costs. That would be the counselors, the social workers, the nurses, the psychologists, the school resource officers. And again, these are very locally determined decisions because every school district's different and every school is different. but the goal is to make sure our schools are safe and secure, both on the outside and the inside.
One other thing that you've advocated for, we've talked about it before, is the PTech program, which stands for Pathways in Technology, Early College, High School in Minnesota. It establishes public-private partnerships to prepare students for high-skilled jobs in identified growth industries. Have schools been able to get the programs off the ground yet? And what is the hope for this program?
Yes, it is very exciting, and it's innovative because there must be that industry partner, there must be a local school district, and then a community college that is involved. And those discussions have started, and they have to make sure that there's alignment all the way through so that the students can enter in grade 9, go through grades 9, 10, 11, 12, and the next 2 years.
Okay.
And it's a competency-based education, so they progress at their own speed. It is free all the way through the 2 years of post-high school.
Okay.
Yes, and students graduate with a industry credential, a AA degree, and a job. So the industry partner partners with these students. They are an equal partner in this three-way partnership. And they partner with the students with internships, mentorships, apprenticeships, on-the-job training throughout the time, and then they are also first in line for a job.
So those technical jobs, those industry jobs, those emerging fields that maybe we're not even entirely sure what they mean, this is going to potentially get that workforce up and ready for that work.
It has, and it has done this in other states. It's been highly successful, and in other countries as well. And so we're very excited about it. We know that it will achieve great results, and again, these are high-paying jobs, jobs in demand, and making sure that our kids are ready.
Mental health is an ongoing concern in society, and to a certain extent it relates to school safety. I noticed that the ages of mental health education have been expanded in the last legislative session. Now, to begin in grade 4, they did begin in grade 6, and now it is a requirement instead of a recommendation. I also noticed that there's funding for teachers to receive training in suicide prevention. What is the goal? What will result from this additional emphasis on mental health?
Well, the goal is to make sure that our students are healthy, their well-being, and their mental health is strong. And it's important that mental health issues be addressed early on. And we all have mental health, and sometimes we have a mental illness, just like we have other types of illnesses, whether it be cancer or diabetes. And sometimes there's a lot of barriers to allowing or getting people access to the services and supports that are needed. Schools are where kids are. So one avenue is to make sure that those supports are in our schools. So some of those barriers are removed. But also the aspect of getting the services early on and preventing much greater services or having to face much greater needs later on. So the real key is early support, early identification, and early intervention and support is needed.
Now, you mentioned continuing to work on special education and funding. What are some other concerns, areas that the legislature can tackle in this next upcoming session?
Sure. And I do want to mention, as your previous question regarding suicide prevention.
Yes.
These are staggering numbers, the numbers of young children, not just in our high schools and middle schools, but in our elementary schools, who have had some thoughts of suicide. And we've seen the numbers increase dramatically. And so another provision that was part of the Senate package was to make sure that all of our teachers have world-class training in suicide prevention. And this will happen in Minnesota. We anticipate good results, and really it's life-saving. And teachers are so important. Teachers are sometimes the number one. Well, we know teachers are the number one variable in school.
Yes, they can be.
So other issues. Yeah.
Actually, I'll have you back later on when the session's coming around. We're going to stop there, but I want to thank you so much for your time.
Sure. Thank you.